Good morning, folks, and this is Ray from San Jacinto County TV and News. I just wanted to go over a few things with you today that are coming about. I have read all the stuff on Facebook around the Emergency Services District and Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department. I read Brian May's. And Brian May is the, ESD president. Don't disagree with anything that he said there. Part of my recollection on this is we're dealing with a lot of government funds, and I just want to point out some of the things that I know and places that you can go and find out things. So the first place I want to go to is because this deals with the city of Coldspring in some respects, as far as I understand it. So we're gonna get out of Facebook, and I want to go over to the city of Coldspring, and we're going to look at the meeting agendas and minutes. And nicely enough, they have all the meeting and the agendas and the minutes posted, which is really great. They're also in the last meeting's agendas and minutes in order. Okay, so where I'm going to take you is to the minutes of September 9th, 2024. And what we see here is on September the 9th, 2024, we have visitors Michelle Haylock, Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department, and Sean Holman, Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department. Just want to point that out. And we're going to come back and we're going to go back to the minutes again. And I've pretty well searched a lot of the minutes. And again, you can go to October meeting, and we see Michelle Haylock. We can also scroll down here, I think it is. No, it's not in this meeting. I think it's in the next meeting. But we keep on going. We see that, again, we had, I'm going to say guests from Coldspring Fire Department. So we're going to look at the minutes from October, and you can see here we go blah blah blah, and da 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 da. I was looking, and in this, there's a discussion about possible action on accepting the property and the appearances, or that is the thing that goes, all the things that go along with it, of 20 Hill Avenue. 20 Hill Avenue, Coldspring, Texas, is the physical address of the Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department. So that was a discussion, and the motion was seconded. I don't exactly know what it was, but it was made by the made to accept the property of 20 Hill Avenue. This was done in the November 4th, 2024 meeting, Coldspring, Texas, and the motion, and it's signed by John Benasanti. So they accepted a gift of the property and its appearances, if you would. Anyway, I guess that would also include all the, kitchenware and everything. I guess, all the property goes along with that. I don't know what all that means exactly, but if you look up the definition of it, appearances, it kind of leads you to believe that if you're a fire department, well, maybe fire trucks might be part of that. I don't know. Bunkerware or whatever, not sure what all goes along with the property and the appurtenances of 20 Hill Avenue, Coldspring, Texas. Would assume that would be anything that would go along physically with the building. Okay. So we got that. That's November the 4th. We'll go to the meetings, and we go to December the 2nd meeting. And we go get that. And so here we go again, that city council in the last meeting, the action item of the meeting, they discuss and possible action for council to give Mayor Benasanti permission to accept the property deed for the Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department, said property and appearances at 20 Hill Avenue. After a general discussion, the motion was made by Kyle Curry and given permission to accept the deed property for Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department. Okay. So we can see that the Coldspring, the Volunteer Fire Department, gave them the property in the building. So, next thing I'm going to go to is we're going to go to the county clerk and do a search, and we search for Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department, and we have a list of documents here, and the last two are on December the 27th, 2024. Okay, and we're going to take a look at this one, and this is a release, and I would assume that it's a release of lien on property. Okay, so we're going to open that document. Okay. Well, it didn't like me. It said my session had expired. We'll search for it again. Sorry. All right. And we're going to look at this release. And this release is from the United States Department of Agriculture. And if you go further back in history, you can see that that there was a lien. I mean, not a lien. There was this lien was given on the property there for $45,000 on originally on 10/2009, I assume, 03. So I'm going to say 10 November 9th, 2003, a lien for an amount of $45,000. Don't know exactly what it was for, don't know what it was, but it was a Department of Agriculture deed of trust. And they released it. Okay? And so December 26th, public notary, blah, blah, blah. And it was properly recorded at our county clerk. That being said, close out this one. And we're going to take a look at this gift deed. All right. Again, this was recorded and dated December 27th, 2024, and it was, the grantor was the Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department Incorporated, a domestic nonprofit corporation, and acting by Emmett Eldridge, Fire Chief. And the mailing address, blah, blah, blah. And here is that was the grantor. The grantee is City of Coldspring, political subdivision of the state, through John Benasanti, its mayor, on behalf of the City of Coldspring. It says the parties mutually desire for the City of Coldspring to own and maintain the building and property for the use of fire department related information. This particular deed also has a revert back clause. Understand that. So if the City of Coldspring stops operating it as a fire department, it reverts back to Coldspring, and it's signed by Emmett Eldridge and John Benasanti. Emmett Eldridge II. Okay. Again, it's got the reverter clause in it, so that if ever stopped being used as a thing, which now I assume that the City of Coldspring's got to take responsibility and it's got all the stuff needed. It's been properly recorded. So it was, what's interesting is there was a $45,000 in the release. There was a $45,000 payment mentioned and then there was this. So this stuff in 2003. That comes up as a warranty deed, and I was just trying to figure out what happened in 2003 that we were going to get a deed of trust. So That's what we're looking for here. And we can see we have a deed of trust. And this man, Brian Daniel Temple, is acting for as the trustee. And this is trustee for the United States of America, okay? And it's through the Farmers Home Administration. They got a loan on October's October the 9th, and apparently nobody's made any principal payments, but they've been making the annual I get the interest rate payments, but I hadn't seen any indication, because $45,000 is what the release of lien called for. Okay. And the other thing I want to point out, so here we got United States government through the Farmers Home Administration loaning money to a volunteer fire department, and then the volunteer fire department turns around and somebody pays it off, I don't know exactly who, and gifted it to the city. I assume that the city may have paid the note off. I don't know. Okay. So I think that's pretty good information that we can sit there and say, okay, here we go. We can trace it all back. And I think that's all I got. But from a good old country boy standpoint, I'm sitting there going, well, you know what? Why did we purchase this, and why did we not buy, some time? I'm not certain why this has all occurred, but I'd like to point out that we've paid, our tax dollars, apparently bought the building. I know in the past the ESD has done a lot of work there at the building, putting the helipad in. They've done a lot of work, added, and I thought they added onto the building so that they would have a place to meet the ESD, and so the ambulance service has been running out of there for ever since I can remember. But as far as being around here, I just want to say that it looks like our government is throwing a lot of money around, and it looks like there was quite a bit of finagling around, what was going on. And I just want to point out that we the citizens have paid for this place and been financing it for a long time. Should have been paid for a long time ago, I guess. And anyway, I don't know who makes money off of this whole deal, but it sure looks like a lot of government money going back and forth. Also on the agenda for this week, I'm going to say county commissioners, at least the county judge, has put on the agenda to actually give them the capability of being able to, I'm going to say, dismiss people on the board that they appoint to the emergency services district. Again, I don't know that they have, according to what I read in the law, they have to pass a motion that says they want to do that, and then from that point on, anybody they appoint to any kind of board or whatever, they can dismiss at their leisure. The individuals, the way I read the thing, the individuals can actually request a hearing if they don't believe the dismissal was appropriate. Again, I want to thank all the volunteers that have done a lot of work, done a lot of effort trying to keeping the fire department running for years and years and years. And I am within the limits of the current Coldspring Volunteer Fire Department, and right on the edge of Cape Royale Volunteer Fire Department. And I appreciate all the volunteer fire departments and hope they continue to operate functionally and everything. But just wanted to point out that a little bit of hanky-panky going on. I don't know exactly what it was and why. And that's all I ask, is that the public be informed. And so I just wanted to point out that way back in 2003 there was a loan, $45,000, I presume, for the building, and then at that point $45,000, that $45,000 is never being paid back, but apparently they were at least making the interest on the note. So, and I can only surmise that the city of Coldspring has assumed that note or paid it off one way or another. That's all I got to say, and be sure and keep watch on my San Jacinto County TV website, San Jacinto County TV Facebook page, and I'll try to keep y'all as informed as I can. That's all I got for today. Everybody have a blessed weekend, and God bless.